Hey guys, I'm just going to do a real quick session here today. There's a bunch of news coming out for the Euro at 7:45 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. New York time Thursday morning. So I'd like to, a whole bunch of US dollar news as well, core durable goods and unemployment claims. So I think we're probably really going to see the price moving for those. So I'd like to really jump on those and take advantage of them during the news release. So I'll be jumping back on and doing a news session. I don't know that I'll be on for the 7:45 euro news release for the main refinancing date rate, but I'll definitely be here for the 8:30 a.m. ECB press conference and core durable goods news release. I'll try to get on there about 15 minutes prior, and we can talk about some levels and look through some stuff together at that time. So I'm just going to make this one that I'm on right now very brief. A couple of levels that I'm looking at going into tomorrow morning. I had a nice sell-off in the dollar today, finally. I'll just actually pull up the, you know what, it's about time to clean up this chart a bit. So you can see the dollar finally came out. Monday started pushing up. Tuesday broke out, created the high. As I mentioned, I was looking for a move actually up to the lows of this candle here. Didn't quite get it, but fell just short of it. And nonetheless, the reaction that I was looking for had taken place. And then Tuesday had kind of a mixed candle, a bit of a doji. Didn't really go anywhere. And then yesterday's trading finally took off. And then now here we are opening on Thursday. So what we could see is price wanting to run back up slightly through the London session. And there's a couple of levels I'm looking at. Mainly just right above this high rate in here. Even a return back, I'd say, I don't necessarily think we're going to get up to these lows here, but we could want to retrade back up to this low in here. Doubtful, but I'm just going to rip down to a 15-minute chart so you can see it a little bit better. I would say these two equal highs right here are probably going to get tagged out, and I would imagine that that's probably where they're going to want to run price up to. So I'd be looking for something like this to happen. The news that's coming out isn't major for the US dollar. So if they don't run this thing down tonight, so what they could do is they could just start running this thing right now or in the next hour or two. And these would be the targets that I'm looking for them to run that out. But I'd like to see them push back up just briefly to this area that I had outlined right above those equal highs. Before the just after the drop, and then I want to see it run out. Now I think my target is going to be somewhere down in this neck of the woods down here. I'll just throw a price tag up on that so you guys can see right around 93.55, 93.55, 93.60. No, you know what? I like 93.55 as a target. If I can get this price tag there on the day. If not, if it doesn't get all the way down here Thursday, then I'd be looking for that on at least Friday. So we should see a fairly nice move south going into Thursday here. Is what I'm anticipating. I just believe that, as I said before, the weekly profile, you can see Monday started trading against the trend, creating that wick high on the weekly candle, right into the Tuesday high of the week, and then drop. And so I'm looking for a brief retrace into Thursday and then another drop to ensue to close up Thursday. So with that, the Euro USD, I'm expecting something very similar. Now, the Euro, so we put a trade out and we actually got an entry right at the, right about this line. No, I don't have it on. I'll just throw the line up here. Right here, 116.65. Managed to get a long entry off. This candle dipped down right into here. Price ran all the way up, or sorry, ran up and then came back down sideways. Traded really, really weak, actually, and then finally exploded to the upside. And my target on this was actually right up here. So I don't think we're going to get that this week. That could be more so into next week, even end of the month here, which is coming up here. Last day of the month is next Tuesday. But next week, then, it also will fall into non-farm week as well. So if we do get a move, we may not get that until the following week, until the Monday the 6th of August, a move up into here. Unfortunately, I just don't know that. I don't know that we'll get that big of a breakout. I'm really hoping for a very, very nice push up and out of this range here. But with what sort of happened this week, and you can see price just really, really chopping sideways, I don't necessarily know that we're going to get that yet. So it might take another week or so to develop and then to get up into this range here. But if we do get a nice push, I'll definitely be looking, obviously, for these highs to get taken out, and maybe this high here, actually. That would be a nice range. If we get a nice big up day, like that's only 100 pips or so, 80 to 100 pips. And so what I think we're going to see happen is price will probably want to come and clean out these lows under here, obviously. And I'm looking to see if price wants to just retag back up into these highs right in here. I'd like to see them come down and retouch off of that. But you can see this high here, right back here. They already came down and tagged into those highs right there. So that range could be filled, satisfied according to the algorithm, and we may not need to trade lower than that. So I would basically just look for a quick stab down and then a run higher. But that news event coming up at 8:30 a.m. and the news conference, we may not get we may get a deeper push. So there's two scenarios. If they keep chugging this range in here sideways up until that news release, then my thoughts are that it's going to be a quick spike down and they're going to go pretty deep, and they're probably going to come into here and then release it to the upside. Or if they start trading out of this range and it starts to trade up, then we'll probably just get a retest back down to this range in here, and then we'll probably see things run higher. So that's kind of what I'm calling for. That's my prediction. We'll just sort of see. What I would normally do is I would put a limit order, honestly, right in this neck of the woods here somewhere, right from 117.10 somewhere to 117.20, somewhere in that area, just probably right below this low right here is probably where I would put a limit order, and then I just started waiting to see what happened. However, problem is I think the stop would have to be fairly deep. Like I would want to put my stop back down here, just in case we got a real deep spike, which would potentially make it about a 40 to 45 pip stop. So if you do want to entertain something like that, because you can't be in front of the charts when I get back during New York Open, then by all means, reduce your leverage, obviously. Trade in a demo account. These are all hypothetical situations, of course. None of this constitutes advice to trade live funds or anything like that, so you do what you want. But I would suggest I would probably deleverage a little bit, risk a smaller portion, half of what you normally do in your demo account, and then that way you can get a deeper run if they do want to just spike it down, because there is a possibility that they could run things down into this area, into here, and that would be, oops, make your life easier here, and I'll just put a price tag on it instead. They may want to run it down to 116. I doubt it. I doubt they'll come down this far. But if they did, you could put your limit order in, obviously, get in, make sure you get it filled, and then you can have a fairly deep stop there. Just reduce your risk on it accordingly. So pound dollar, same type of idea. Really creating a very, very nice tight range in here. I really like that. However, there was a lot of movement on the pound today, on Wednesday and Tuesday. Tuesday came down beautifully, created that low, and honestly, I wasn't trading cable, and I should have been. I kind of wish I could go back in time on this one and trade the cable, because this really gave some nice movement to the upside, and I believe that we'll probably see further movement on this one. The euro has had every chance in the world to catch up to this, and so far it just hasn't had no willingness to do so. And I believe they may not be doing anything with it until the US dollar breaks out of the current trading range. So, you know, I think I see the one setup that's on there today, but to be honest with you, going forward, I really want to see the euro catch up before I get more invested into it. I think that they're going to be continuing to move the cable. I think that it may be the one that they're going to manipulate the majority of the time. So anyway, with that being said, what I'd like to see is just a brief move on cable, just underneath these lows right here. You see how we've got some equal lows, relatively equal lows anyway. If I can get that, yeah, there we go. I'd like to just see a move down below here, and then I don't want to see it really go any past here. This would sort of be the extent of it. If price came down and grabbed these lows but went through this consolidation range, I would be watching the highs off of this consolidation range here. And that's kind of where I would expect price to sit and to not want to go any further. If it does go further than this box here, then they're probably going to want to come back down and recapitalize this small consolidation level right here. And if that's the case, that's a pretty deep retrace, and I mean, that's a 45 pip retrace. It's definitely possible, but I would want to wait on that. Or again, same type of idea. I would just put a stop a little bit deeper than that. I would even put a stop probably right around this area here, which could be pretty deep, but just depending on your tolerance, you know, 131.15, somewhere right around there. And I would be looking for an entry anywhere right under here, about a 10 pip stop run underneath here to this area right here. And if they did want to stab down one more time, like I say, if you are in front of the charts when they are heading down, then just watch for it and see if they want to recapitalize this 131.55 area. That could be a nice one. I'll be honest with you. If I were going to do a limit order, I would actually probably just put one down here right now. I might even do that just in case, and then if they do want to spike this thing down and they do want to run deeper, I can't see them going lower than that. If they go lower than this low in here, then they're going to finish off the week somewhere back around down here, and I don't want any part of that then. But I think there is still some range on the upside for this thing to get up to. I think, I honestly believe, see how price almost touched that 132.20 level? I think we do have room to go on the upside. And I'd be willing to say even 132.40, somewhere in and around that range may get tagged. So if you could pick up a run back down, let's say just under this low here, or even right around the middle of that range at 131.90, let's say, that'd be a nice 50 pips on the day that you could grab. So that's what I'm looking at for the cable, and that's really about it. Crude oil. Now here's one I just want to bring this up. Again, really ugly trading in here. I want to trade this thing so bad because I saw this move here and I saw this move here, and 2 times I didn't bother getting in. I'm really waiting. Look at this level down here. You see how they're really holding level here and you know, giving the illusion that this is a level of support right in here. Price really has not traded down below here. And now I feel like they're just priming this area just to come back down and just ram it down once really quickly and then jam it higher. So we'll kind of see how that plays out. But so far, I'm going to stay flat on crude. And actually, one of my guys in the chat room today brought up copper today. And I'll show you what copper's done. So far, a beautiful move out of this range here. Just fell short of taking these highs. So what I would like to see, and you can see exactly what it's done here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 days ago, 5 days ago, I put this on the chart as something that I was looking for. It finally looks like it's starting to come to fruition here. And I'm looking for price. It expanded out of this range here, and now I'm looking for the retest back down, and then we'll get long on that one. So we'll be watching for that one. Now, as you see, this candle's come down here, and it's just tagged off of 2 days ago. Tuesday's run up, that may be all they want to go down. So just keep that in mind. I'd like to see if they could get down just below this candle right here and tag off of the old highs in here. But we may not get that, so just keep that and bear that in mind on copper. But I am anticipating higher prices on copper from here. So that's it, guys. I don't want to be on here any longer than that. I'll be back for 8:30 a.m. I'll probably try and get on about 8 a.m. New York time, just to try and get the analysis done, see where London left off. I won't really be in front of the charts for London. I'm just going to close it down and come back for the New York Open. So I will post the link when I'm ready, and we will catch you guys mid-New York Open. Thanks. Have a great day.